And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. AC and the all. Yes, I got my AC running because it is extremely hot here where I am stationed. I am your host, Baby Moy. Here, we are ENT Hooligans, and we're bringing you some wrestling content here, as we like to do on a frequent, because I know a lot of you guys are wrestling fans, and you like to hear my opinion, their opinions, our opinions, here on ENT Hooligans, the entertainment hub for who? For you, me, and for all. Link down below, folks. You will see that we are now officially on Spotify. So if you want to catch the show after the show after the show, you can catch the VODs, or in this case, audio content on Spotify and listen to it as an actual podcast without you having to have your iDevice, your Android, or any of your tools opened. You can listen to us on locked screen. Alongside that, you could also find our Facebook page, the ENT Hooligans Facebook page. You can also find our Twitter ENT Hooligans page, my personal Twitter, Ness SoundCloud, my SoundCloud, and so much more, including my Mixer page where you can watch the occasional gameplay, and also linked there for the heck of it is our YouTube page in case you want to surf the channel, surf for other content that we've uploaded here on YouTube. I again am Baby Moy, and these are my guys, my people, Lil Crystal and Big Ness. What's going on, guys?
What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Thank you guys for the support. We've been at it for 2 years, and now we're on multiple platforms.
God, 2 years already?
Oh, we're also on Anchor.
It's been 2 years,
How
that's
could I
right.
forget?
And
that's right.
Yeah,
We're
that's
on
right.
Anchor.
Spotify, Anchor, YouTube.
Soon to come.
We're doing it all.
Soon to come. Apple Podcasts.
Soon to come, Apple Podcasts.
Yes.
We're doing big things here at ENT Hooligans, y'all.
Moving the needle on forward, folks.
Woo!
So again, if you guys want to be entertained, if you want to listen to podcasts, watch us, this is where you tune in for wrestling news, wrestling opinions, MMA news, MMA opinions. You can also watch us for football-related content coming up tomorrow.
Coming up tomorrow.
You can also watch us for Crime Syndicate, where, well, that's actually Ness and Crystal's show. I'm going to let them plug that. Go ahead, guys.
You guys can catch us, the Crime Syndicate. That will be on Mondays, y'all. Mondays. We will be back with more crime-related news and topic and opinions, etc., etc. You guys can catch that on Mondays.
Crime-related, syndicated, syncopated podcasts.
That's right. That's
right. Yes.
Woo.
And alongside that, we also bring you Endless Possibilities, where we discuss different, well, how do I word this? Yes. We discuss situational problems that we face as a society. Woe is me. We also talk about happy times. We talk about troubled times. We talk about what affects you, me, as individuals. And we also dive deep into situations such as what the visually impaired face, and dive into a little bit into the disabled realm, if you may.
And that's the portion of our programming here that I like to call the bridging the gap aspect of what we do here.
There you go. I was waiting for that.
There you go.
And also, great success.
That's right.
Great success
That's
indeed. Great success.
Great success.
So if you guys want to listen to us, watch us, and also listen to lovely Crystal here, I know a lot of you gentlemen have commented on what a lovely voice she has and all that. So thank you very much for giving her the support.
What? Really?
I shouldn't have said that on air. Should have I?
Thank you. I don't know what to say. Anyways,
would you like to stand up and take a bow?
No, not really.
No?
Thank you, guys.
I want to send shout outs right now. I want to send a shout out to Chris, Shout out to you, Chris. Shout out to Anthony and Tony. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to my mom. Shout out to my dad. You guys are always included in the shout outs. I also want to send...
Of course.
Obviously, I want to send a shout out to... Oh, what's up? What's up, John? What's going on, buddy? Thank you so much.
What's up, John? Appreciate the support.
Who am I missing?
You're missing Jeff and Charlene.
Charlene.
Oh, yes, shout outs to Jeff and Charlene. That's right.
That's right.
No.
Stop it. She'll get mad at you. She won't make you no cornbread.
You're gonna eat your cornbread.
That's right, baby.
Oh, wait. One more. Shout out
One more
to
shout
Sam.
out.
What's up, Sam?
All right.
Yeah, what's going on, Sam?
Don't get in trouble for listening to us at work, Samantha.
Yeah, please don't.
Well, don't worry. You don't have to catch us live. If you can't catch us
you
live,
can-
you can always catch us on the VOD or the audio on demand.
Yes.
That's right. So, with that out of the... Oh, wait a minute. Shout out to Dan. What's going on, Dan?
That's right. Shout out, Dan.
So now, with all that out of the way, and shout out to everybody else, we are here to discuss the state of pro wrestling. What about the state of pro wrestling? Now, I'm gonna start off hot. Forget the foreplay. Let's just get hot. You know, hot. So, because originally what I was gonna do, I was gonna give you guys a historical on what wrestling was, but we'll get to that. I'm sure you guys could figure things out as we go along here. So the reason I am saying that we're gonna start off hot is as follows. There is the topic, there is the debate of, was wrestling hotter than back then than what it is now? Is it a better time now than what it was then to be a wrestling fan? Now, here's the answer to that. Wrestling back when it started off with the Hulk Hogan's and we had The Rock and we had Austin and, you know, the Triple H's of the world, the Undertakers of the world, Shawn Michaels, the Generation X, all these factions, the NWO, you know, WCW versus WWF at the time. When all that was taking place, yes, it was hot. Yes, it had a lot of notoriety. Ain't no debating that. However, when we fast forward to today, yes, the ratings aren't necessarily generating the same numbers that they was once upon a time. However, the difference lies here. And this is why, in my opinion, this is the best era to be a wrestling fan, even though back then it had the hype, back then we had the numbers. But there is one contributing factor that makes today an even better choice than what we had once upon a time, and that is accessibility. Accessibility to all of the wrestling content out there today. Back in the day, would you have ever imagined being exposed to Ring of Honor, to New Japan Pro Wrestling, to WWE's rival company, which is AEW? Would you have ever imagined there being a sub-platform in WWE, in NXT, and all of it being at our fingertips?
Not at all, no.
This is why...
In those days,
Go ahead.
you wouldn't have access to that. You'd have to pay extra for that, actually. If in those days, if you had the basic cable package, you'd have to pay extra for channels like, for example, Prism. Remember the Prism channel?
Yes?
What
Remember
is that?
That used to be an extra sports channel that you had to pay for. It wasn't included in the basic package. You had to pay extra for that. It was kind of like pay-per-view.
Basically, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's going down memory lane.
So if you were watching wrestling back then, your choices were limited.
Yes.
You didn't have access to all these different companies now, whether it's the New Japans of the world, or the other independent underground companies that you could check out on the internet.
What were your choices back then?
The choices back then were WWF Raw, WCW Nitro, and ECW, which had a very fluctuating schedule back when they were on TNN.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there was also local indie wrestling, but that you had to catch obviously on your local channels. And again, that was also a time slot which fluctuated.
Yep.
I see.
So again,
Wow.
now another point that I want to look at is the athleticism of today's wrestlers versus the athleticism back then. Now, I'm going to hand it over to you, Crystal, and Ness, because I want to hear your guys' opinion on this. You know, be it that, I mean, I'm really in the know when it comes to this wrestling stuff, and part of this podcast, folks, is to get a different opinion, you know, from not only people who you guys would, I guess, consider smart marks, like myself, but we like differing opinions. We like opinions from, because Ness is somebody who's I wouldn't say out of the loop, because he hears it from me in terms of what's going on in wrestling, but he hasn't necessarily been watching like he used to once upon a time. And you know, Crystal, she's a fan of this and she consumes it as much as I do, but she's still learning in regards to ins, outs, and all of that jazz is concerned. So I'd like to get opinions from my colleagues here, because it would be I'm assuming it would be a different opinion than what I have.
Now, as for me, I can't really comment on the athleticism back then, because when I would watch it, I'd watch it with, you know, my dad as a kid, and to be honest, I wouldn't really pay attention all that much. I was a kid.
Right.
I wanted to do other things.
Right.
You know,
I hear you.
so I don't have an opinion on that, but I do think that the athleticism today I think it's amazing.
Yes. It absolutely is.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, I really think, for example, was it Pentagon who was at 70%?
Ray Phoenix.
Or Ray Phoenix?
Yeah.
Go in there and wrestle like he was at 100? For me? Like, I didn't know he was at 70%.
Yeah,
I thought he was at 100.
Having sustained that injury, for him to have done what he did at this past weekend's AEW event was nothing short of miraculous.
Yeah. You would have never known that he was even injured in the first place. Yeah.
Correct.
Now,
and
back in the day, you wouldn't really see that, because this is what today's athletes obviously are obviously more advanced than the athletes back in the day. You know, back in the day, athletes didn't take care of themselves as well as the athletes now.
Yeah, because I'm sure they were always partying and doing whatever, you know what I mean? Whatever it was that they were doing.
Well, there was that, and there's also, the medicine wasn't as advanced as it is now. The training wasn't as advanced as it is now, and all that. So it was just very,
I see.
So naturally, the evolution of things has, of course, made the athleticism of today's wrestlers stand out more so than what it did even, say, 10 years ago.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that I think that is a fair assessment, right? Now, my opinion is pretty much the same, but here's the thing. Let's get into this. Should wrestling organizations allow the in-ring to do the talking? Let's go there. And the reason I ask this is because we look at companies like New Japan and we look at companies like AEW, who absolutely different to what we see on a WWE product, excluding the NXT brand.
Absolutely. I mean, the way I see it is, especially here in America, you need to have that sports element to it, because everywhere else around the world, as I've said before, and for those who are new here, everywhere else around the world, wrestling is a legitimate sport. Over here in America, it's seen as a joke because of the WWE product.
Right.
it's seen as a circus, as fake.
Right.
Nobody takes it seriously.
Right.
So thank God for AEW now, who is now attempting to legitimize the sport of wrestling here in America.
Now here's the follow-up question to that is, are comedic wrestlers needed, though, to push some sort of an agenda to bring that relief to the seriousness of the nature that, say, a New Japan follows or an AEW follows, and even Impact Wrestling?
I think so, but at the same time, don't make them look dumb. Don't make them look stupid.
Okay.
I think it's kind of like, I wouldn't say it's needed. I think it's more like putting frosting on a cake. It's kind of like an added bonus, I see.
Okay.
Yeah, like one of the, like, it's nice to see, right?
Okay, let me put it to you. Let me twist it this way. We have you remember this past Saturday when we had the best friends out there, and they lost their match, correct, to the Dark Order.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, they lost. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so they were getting beat down by the Dark Order's minions and all this. You guys know what happened. And next thing you know, best friends receive help from Orange Cassidy. Freshly squozen Orange Cassidy.
Yes.
I love Orange Cassidy. Now, Orange Cassidy is a comedic wrestler. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, let's look
I'm
at
more
this.
of a Pineapple Cassidy man myself. Whatever.
Nobody asked you. Now here's the deal. Orange Cassidy has this gimmick where he will wrestle with his hands tucked into his pockets. Now think about this. You might be looking at it and say, gosh, what a joke of a character. But then again, you could look at it from these angles. Here, I'm gonna educate you guys. Now, he has his hands in his pocket. I'll give you the visual. Besides a drop kick, a clothesline, and any other move that requires you to use your feet, if you're Orange Cassidy's opponent, how are you going to get him in a headlock, an arm drag, any move that necessarily you're relying on hooking the arms? How are you going to suplex? You can't.
Oh man.
It's such, when you look at it from a logical perspective, it is such a brilliant thing to do. Put my hands in my pocket. No one could hook my arms. This guy is doing aerial maneuvers off the ropes without using it. He's breaking his fall without his hands.
How? How does he do that?
See what I mean?
Here's what makes that gimmick so brilliant is because he's not even doing anything elaborate. He's just simply deciding to compete with his hands in his pockets. It's not anything out of the ordinary. It is out of the ordinary. It's not anything that's it's not elaborate. It's just something as simple as, hey, look, ma, no hands.
Well, when you look at it though, it's very brilliant though.
It's pretty cool
and fantastic too, because in wrestling, especially when you're taught to take a face fall, you're taught to block, use your arms, use your forearms, use your hands to break your fall, so that way you don't. But again, this guy is just diving off ropes without the use of his hands, and it's such an incredible thing to watch. On top of it being incredibly smart, smart. Because I look at it this way. I look at it this way.
Yeah.
When you look at MMA, now there is a move that once upon a time, a maneuver that once upon a time Joe Rogan made reference to, and it's called answering the phone, which is basically when you hook the palm of your hand onto your ear. What was that used for, Ness?
That was used as a defense mechanism.
Exactly. To prevent the person from hooking the arms. See?
Right. Whenever the guy on top was attempting some sort of a arm triangle
or neck rake or something,
or some other choke move, they would use this defense mechanism for that particular purpose.
Something
to keep the arm from being hooked.
Something as simple as, right?
You can't see me. Woo!
I was just thinking that.
Something as simple as hooking the palm of your hand to your ear. Come on. That's brilliant. That's very brilliant. Just as keeping your hands in your pocket, that minimizes your opponent from doing a lot of moves that otherwise he and or she would have accessibility to.
Mm-hmm.
So, all in all, if used right, like Crystal said, if used correctly, if not made to look stupid, if not made to be a joke, comedy wrestlers are absolutely welcomed.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely welcomed.
If executed correctly, yeah. Because it could work if you do it right. It could work.
Right.
Yeah. You know, we have comedy wrestlers in New Japan as well. So, but again, they're used effectively to the point where you're not looking at them saying, "Oh, what a fool."
Case in point, Toriano.
Oh yes. Oh, he is hilarious. He is hilarious.
I'm sorry.
When he was going up against Moxley, yeah.
Yeah, Moxley.
Oh, God bless him. That's so cool.
He kept going, I'm sorry.
Nice. Very nice.
And then what was the one he wanted to get like he's all DVD for you.
Oh yeah.
And then he told him to get the 999 yen or something like that.
He tried to bribe
him.
He
wanted somebody to pay him. Yeah. He's on DVD for you.
That's so good.
Oh, he's classic.
So good.
I love watching him in the
he
ring.
took care of business when he needed to. He, through trickery and all that, he would win matches, right?
Yeah.
Because he didn't know how to figure the guy out. So I think they're going to take the same route with Orange Cassidy. So this takes me to how WWE uses their comedic wrestlers.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, my goodness. Talk about disaster.
Seriously.
What names come to mind?
Like R-Truth, right? R-Truth is supposed to be a comedic wrestler.
He was supposed to be a comedic wrestler? Could have fooled me.
Yeah, I know, me too. Instead they have him looking dumb.
Very dumb. Very dumb, very marginalized, very stupid.
Yeah.
I'll throw another one at you. Eugene.
Oh, yeah.
That gimmick is a whole different can of worms.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be a comedic wrestler.
But they shouldn't have done that, though, because...
Right?
It's not cool. I'm sorry, but it wasn't cool.
No, it really wasn't. Festus, another one.
Who's that?
Oh, Luke Gallows.
Luke Gallows.
Oh, okay.
He was... Festus's gimmick was that of a circus monkey, so to speak.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
he had this bell. They would ring the bell.
Yeah.
And he would lose his. He would start beating the crap out of people. They would stop. They ring the bell again, and
he's sedated.
Station would stop.
Yeah.
It was like a tranquilizer dart, so to speak.
Yeah.
What was the guy, Heath Slater? Was it him? The one that would always lose his matches? Was that who that was?
There's a lot of people who are jobbers in WWE.
Oh yeah. The most famous jobber I can remember is that guy that was on ECW.
Supernova?
What the heck was his name?
Was it Supernova, the guy who used to play the fitness guy in WWE?
No, not him. He was on SmackDown.
What was his name in WWE? Simon Dean, right? What's his name?
Simon Dean. No, he was on SmackDown. Oh my God, that guy on ECW. I can't think of his name. Something Delaney, right? Or
Colin Delaney.
Colin Delaney. There we go. Oh my God. He was like a stuntman jobber.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much. Pretty much. But okay. So we examined that. I mean, the conclusion is, yeah, WWE treats their comedic wrestlers like crap, but it is something that I say it's welcomed if executed correctly, and if executed
Yes.
with the touch of intelligence.
Yes,
Right.
most definitely.
You know, so let's look at this. Let's talk about diversity, and obviously the one company I'm looking at when it comes to diversity is AEW. Now, I'm not just
Right.
talking diversity
Yeah.
in relations to ethnicity. I'm talking diversity in regards to people and people who battle, again, and we're going to touch on this, some sort of disability. Now, we have Dustin Thomas, who has no legs, and we have what's his face? Marco Stunt. We have Marco Stunt, who I'm not sure exactly what his condition is. Maybe Crystal or Eunice could educate me here on what this is called. But basically, he looks more or less like a 12-year-old child.
I think it's Turners. Remember, I was telling you that women, they can have Turners, but men can too.
Okay.
I think that's what he has.
Okay. Because even when he
That's what it's
talks, he
called, Turner's
sounds.
disease?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Because even when he talks, he sounds like a little kid. You know, the facial
Yeah.
hair is almost
Oh.
non-existent.
Oh,
But
I
he's
see
a
that.
wrestler, legitimate.
Yeah, and
Wow.
what Turner's is like I said, it mostly affects women. Their pituitary glands, they don't work for whatever reason, so they'll stop growing, and so they hit menopause when they're in their 20s, in their 30s. And
So,
so
is this some sort of a birth defect or what?
I think so, but it's a very rare thing. In fact, I think it's like
Oh wow.
maybe 2%, 1% of people have it.
Like the milk. Okay.
You know, so yeah, so you know, at 20 years old, they could still look like
Wow.
they're 13, 14 years old,
Wow. That's
and they even
Wow.
sound like kids. You know,
Yeah, you heard Marco Stunt talk.
yeah, he sounds like a little kid.
He does.
He sounds like a teenager that's going through puberty.
He does. Yeah. But no, he's
You know?
he's a
he's
grown,
got acne.
Oh,
That's
come
messed
on, man.
up.
Messed up. Come on.
Oh, what's wrong with you?
I'm only kidding around.
Yes. Hey, if other podcasters do it, we could do it too.
Yes. Yeah. But yeah, that's. I think that's what he has. That's what it
Wow.
sounds like.
Wow. That's crazy though. Wow.
Yeah.
That's
So hearing stories like these, how does it make you feel about the AEW product?
Really, really good, because I hate to say this, but I have a disability. When I see other people with disabilities, and they're making something of themselves, that's inspiring. And we've had this conversation before on air.
Yes.
oh.
You know, to me, that's inspiring.
I think it's refreshing to see as well. Yeah, I do find it inspiring too. It's like, wow, this is great to see them doing pursuing their passion.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
Now, what do you feel?
Anytime you can see somebody pursuing their passion, hey, you can't help but to be inspired by that and to feel great, not just for them, but you know, just to feel great in general. To see
Yeah.
that.
What does it say about AEW as a company? And what does it say about Tony Khan?
What it just says that they welcome anybody. You know.
They truly do welcome anyone. It's not just,
Yeah.
they're not just saying that.
Now,
No, they do. They actually welcome anyone. Yeah.
Now we're in the topic of diversity. So they had, during the media scrum after the All Out event on Saturday, they had asked Tony Khan a question related to the brothers, and he said, "We are definitely going to have people of different ethnicities hold our titles. We don't believe
That is
in
awesome.
excluding people. We don't believe in just sticking to one color. We believe in giving everyone, as long as they have talent, as long as they're here to work, as long as they're here to be efficient, we believe in giving everybody that chance. Color doesn't exist."
And you know, this brings me back to the shoot promo that Rikishi had cut back in 2001.
Go ahead, bring the viewers back and the listeners back.
So, for those of you who who are longtime watchers of this, like Muddle here and like I once was, you guys remember this vividly. It was Monday Night Raw 2001. The mystery was who ran over Austin. Rikishi went out there, ran and confessed to running him over, and then went on to say, quote, "The WWE is all about the Great White Hope." Now that was a shoot statement.
Wow.
That wasn't a part of what he was supposed to say. That was straight shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you think about the long reigning champions of WWE, they were all white. Ric Flair, Triple H, John Cena.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan. White.
Yep. Yep.
Now, somebody's going to obviously throw in Dwayne Johnson's name in there.
Dwayne Johnson is the exception, and he's only one. He wasn't the only wrestler of color on the roster.
Right.
He just happened to be the only one that they pushed.
Right. Now, here's a sad fact for you guys. Eddie Guerrero was going to win the title.
Before he passed, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
And the reason they were going to push him to the moon, and he was already being pushed to the moon, was we made WWE commit. We forced them into that predicament, basically.
But you know,
and it doesn't need to
I
be
wouldn't
that
have
way.
No.
I wouldn't have a problem with them not wanting to push people of color if they didn't marginalize them by putting them in these stereotypical gimmicks.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, look at Crime Time.
Crime Time is a prime example.
Exactly. I liked Crime Time.
Look at Crime
I
Time.
thought they had great potential.
They had potential, but that gimmick had to go. That was a
definitely.
blatantly racist,
Definitely.
stereotypic gimmick.
Now, before somebody comes at me and says, "Oh, but here you are, and you love, and you love, what are they called? Private Party. What about them?" First of all, to educate you guys here, they came up with that whole idea. It wasn't something that was pitched out to them. They've been rolling with this gimmick even when they were in the indies.
Oh, wow.
That's a fact. Okay? If you look at the docuseries, if you go back and scout episodes of Road 2s, they have an episode where they're basically shooting, just straight up shooting, and telling you guys what it was of their lives and how they grew up together and how their bond has grown ever since they were small children. Go watch.
Can't beat that, you know, you really can't. And it's refreshing to see how open Tony Khan and the Khan family are to giving people from all walks of life an opportunity to shine.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
From all walks of life. You know, it seems to me like to them, disability doesn't exist so long as you could entertain.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you have something to bring to the table, they're willing to let you serve it up.
Absolutely. And again, I believe that
And I think that's great.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that is great. Absolutely.
That is great.
Now, what do you say to people who have this idea of AEW can't hire much more of people like, say, a Dustin Thomas or a Marco Stunt because it would make the company look like X, Y, and Z? And you could fill
Why
in
not?
the gaps to those words.
Why can't they? Why not?
If they have something to bring to the table, I say why not?
Yeah.
Why?
That's what I say.
And to those people, I also would like to say, hey, what would you say if somebody decided not to bring you along somewhere?
Exactly. How would you feel?
Exactly. exactly. Probably your first words would be, "I've worked so hard for what? To get turned down?"
Or better yet, those are the same people who are sitting in a thankless job right now that they can't stand, feeling unappreciated and miserable. That's the only reason why they even have this sort of mentality in the first place.
Because they are miserable in their own crappy stew.
Exactly. They're not doing what they're not doing what they love to do. They're doing something that they have to do.
Right. Now sticking with the state of pro wrestling, is there a difference between the AEW? Is there a difference between wrestling and WWE fans? Let's go.
Yes, there is.
Is there an obvious?
There is a difference, and the difference
besides namesake.
There is a difference. The wrestling fans are a little more open-minded. They're more informed. They're a little more educated about the sport.
A little. I say a lot.
Well, I'm trying to be nice.
I got you. I got you. How would you...
WWE fans, on the other hand, well, they my goodness, they swear by Vince McMahon.
Oh, I know.
Oh, do they ever? Do they ever?
And oh, you're gonna get me started on this now. And
go ahead. Yeah.
They think everything's real.
Okay, let's go. Shoot on that.
Is it real?
How
go ahead.
How does that
sound off?
How do you think everything is real? How? Like, what is wrong with you? What?
Hey, listen, these are the same people who believed in Santa Claus until they were 21.
What? You think Bray Wyatt's actually gonna go out and, like, I don't know, go kill somebody or something? Yeah, I don't know. I was like, really? What is wrong with you? Like, I know someone.
I know this is where they was going. Go ahead. Hold on. Let her sound off on this person. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, you don't even know. Oh, you don't even know.
Go ahead. Let them have it. Go ahead.
Oh. Okay. Hold on. Let me get a drink first.
Go ahead.
That's right. 24 ounces of
24 ounces of cranberry vodka. Which that stuff is actually nasty. Strawberry
I'm
vodka
not much
is
of
good
a
though.
camp, yeah.
Anyways, I know someone personally who actually thought that The Undertaker and Kane were actually brothers, and that Kane was actually in an insane asylum.
Okay,
how old is this person?
I could get you thinking that they're legitimate brothers. I could understand how that could play out and how anyone could fall into thinking that they were legitimate brothers. However, thinking that Glenn Jacobs was actually institutionalized
in an insane asylum.
Yeah, exactly. This person actually thought that Cena. What was it? Oh my gosh, and it was really good too. And I remember telling Mo this off the air once. And he was like, "What? Oh, what was it? It was about Cena and Nikki Bella." Oh, I don't remember now what it was. But anyways, this person's like in her 50s. And she thinks that everything...
What?
She thinks the Funhouse is real.
What in the world?
Oh my
She
Lord.
thinks that the Bray Wyatt Funhouse is real.
Oh,
people like that should not be watching wrestling.
People like that scare me, because these are the same people who are probably conspiracy theorists as well.
She also thinks that Cena is coming back.
Oh.
No, Cena's not coming back.
Cena's not coming back.
I mean, he has to do appearances here and there, but he is not coming back.
Not full time, right? No. Yeah.
No. Please. Please.
And she actually thought that the Bella twins should come back.
Well, folks, it's been a good podcast. Thank you for joining us. My stomach just turned.
I know.
She misses Brie mode, I see.
Okay.
Yeah, she does.
How do you know about Brie mode?
Well, remember we covered it once.
Oh yeah.
Once upon a time.
Okay.
Once upon a time, we covered it.
Okay, here is my question though. Now let's concentrate on fans like myself. Could some of us have tendencies to overanalyze things?
Yes.
And boy,
Yeah.
I will listen very hard to you guys. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think so. I think sometimes you overanalyze things, but I think it's because of you just love the product so much.
Yeah.
Now, when you
that
say
just comes with the
product,
territory,
you
yeah.
mean what exactly?
I
Love the
mean,
sport.
you
Okay.
the sport.
Okay.
I'm sorry. You just love the sport so much.
Yeah.
Okay.
It just comes.
You know?
It comes with the territory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, I know we're talking about sports, but it's kind of like us overanalyzing music.
Yes. Exactly.
It's the same concept because
exactly
we love
right.
it so much.
Yes.
We just can't. Ness, Mo, and I can't sit there and enjoy a piece of music. No, we have to sit there. Oh, they're fun.
No. Pick it
Oh,
apart.
they're the
You
wrong
pick it
page. It's
apart.
the wrong game.
It happens so much so that it even happens during a church devotion.
Yep.
My goodness gracious.
Yep.
I kid you guys
I
not.
cannot sit there and listen to and then you have these people. Oh, wasn't that person great? No, she was flat.
No. I kid you guys not. This happened to me a couple months ago. I'm at a church.
She was as flat as an anorexic booty. Anyway.
Wow.
So I'm at a church service a couple months ago, all right? And we're standing there for the devotional portion. We get to the final song of the devotional portion of the service. The piano player is playing the chord progression in one key. The choir is singing a key above what the piano player was playing.
I believe
Now,
you
mind
said
at
C
first
sharp.
I thought, okay. Yes. I didn't want to get too technical.
Well, I'm sorry, I did.
Wait, so what was the key in?
What's C sharp, man? What does that mean?
The song, the piano player was playing in the key of C. The choir was singing in
Oh
C sharp.
no.
Now, mind you, I'm thinking, okay, maybe they just messed up in the beginning and they'll recover. No, they went throughout the whole song this way, and I'm sitting there cringing. And in my head, I'm yelling at the choir, no, go down! Go down! Everybody else around me has got their arms in the air, moving around, and woo! I'm over here, no, go down!
Damn it, don't grow!
It's it's the same exact concept.
Yeah,
The same exact concept.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to think that was a bad thing, but now I realize, no, it's not. It is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah, definitely.
turn it off,
Definitely. No, you can't.
It is what it is.
I remember, case in point, because we were talking about Celine Dion off there.
Yeah.
Near,
And oh god, stop it.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh my.
Okay, I used to love Celine Dion. It wasn't even funny. But I saw. Will you stop it?
I see.
Will you stop it?
All right. That is how I know you.
Go on.
Anyways, she did some kind of performance thing, in New York, and she was off for the first 2 songs.
What the?
Oh, the video game thing again.
Why does this always pop up here? That is not part of my playlist. That is not part of my playlist.
Hey!
Ladies and gentlemen, coming down the aisle, weighing 220 pounds, Simon Dean! Simon Dean! What is this? You know, if you're listening to this podcast later on or watching this and have ear products hooked up to your brain, here's what I'm gonna do with you.
To the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, in the middle, in the
Tootsie
middle,
Roll!
in the middle. Oh.
Tootsie Roll! All right, enough of that rubbish. What in the world?
Ooh, this is a hard level, man. I don't know. Sheesh.
That
Board
was
always gave me trouble.
that was not my fault.
Nah.
Anyway, as you were saying, Chris, I'm sorry for the rude interruption. And it keeps going.
Go ahead.
And it keeps going.
I thought it was gonna subside by now.
No, it's not. Proceed.
I don't think she could concentrate.
I can't concentrate.
Here,
You say Celine Dion was performing at a
I'm
concert.
too busy picturing Mario.
Here, watch this. Oh, it's done. It's done. Right when I was about to spring into action, dang!
Dun 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 dun. Whoops.
So Celine Dion was gonna perform in New
Oh,
York.
thank you. Okay, I forgot what I was. Okay.
New York.
New York in the house.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Celine Dion was in Brooklyn
Brooklyn, New York.
at some ballroom place, and so I think she was only doing like 5 songs. The first 3 songs, she was totally off key, and it was bad. The last 2 songs, she was fine, and I'm like, okay, I don't want to go see Celine Dion next year now, ever. Ugh, I'm gonna go listen to that? No thanks.
So let's get back on track here, folks.
Go ahead.
Yes. The point is, I can't turn that off, just like you can't turn off
No, yeah.
critique, the whole wrestling thing.
Yeah.
It just comes with the territory. It just is what it is. Yeah.
You know, I mean, besides me being in the know, here I am watching wrestling now. I'm having fun. You guys know.
Oh, of course.
At the same time, I'm over here going, oh, he wasn't supposed to. Oh, he messed up. He messed up. Yep, he wasn't supposed to land that way.
Ooh.
Yeah. Like you catch it. Come on, bro.
Yeah, you watch it long enough, you study it long enough,
Yeah.
it just is what it is.
Exactly.
It comes with the territory. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, should
no
we?
other way to put it,
now,
isn't there?
now, as a wrestling fan, should we embrace more in ring or should we embrace more the acting portion of it?
In ring. I think in ring. I love in ring.
Now, obviously, I'm going to be biased towards in ring.
I love in ring because it
Yeah,
tells
I'd
a
say that too.
story.
Yeah.
I don't need a lot of what's the word I'm looking for?
Theatrics.
Like acting.
Theatrics.
Yeah, theatrics. Yeah.
Theatrics. Yeah.
I don't need that. When I want to watch wrestling, I want to watch wrestling.
Right.
Oh man, she says that with so much vigor.
Now
And
here,
the story.
now here is an example of someone who's able to tell stories in the wrestling ring, and that's Cody Rhodes.
Yes, definitely.
Let's take you back to Double or Nothing, the story that he told with his brother.
I'm sorry.
You know.
Then the Young Bucks totally just butchering. I didn't mean my brother.
I don't need a partner. I don't need a
I
friend.
need my brother. Hey, there's no crying in wrestling. Hey.
I need my older brother. No, and you hear him literally go. If you listen close
Yeah.
enough,
Yeah, if you
I
listen
need-
closely, yeah.
yeah. No, but no. All jokes aside, what a moment. That was real, man. That was.
That was real. And then the freaking Young Bucks just had to go, and they had to totally just
No.
make fun of it over
Let's
and over.
let's
and
forget
over.
about that. Let's forget
Well,
about
no, but that was brilliant too in its own right. But
That
yeah,
was- that was
the
brilliant.
match at Double
I
or
want to
Nothing.
focus. I want to focus on how real that was, and
Yeah.
that's my next thing. Like, how important is realism and blurring the lines in some aspects between what isn't and what is real?
I think it's just as important as the in-ring aspect of things.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Because it further amplifies what's going on in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, before the match even happened, JR even said, and you felt, at least I felt like, oh my gosh, he legitimately doesn't want this to happen. When he said, I don't want this to happen between Cody and Dustin. You felt that, like, oh my gosh, he knows these two guys. He's known these two guys since they were little.
But what was the end result? I mean, JR was in tears.
Of course he was. He said it was his allergies.
Yeah, his eyes were sweating.
But to be honest with you, I was in tears too. I was like, oh my gosh, because I felt that, like, oh my gosh.
I had a sense of nostalgia throughout that entire event. It was awesome.
Oh my gosh, it's these two brothers, and they're real brothers, and
oh yeah.
Wow, yeah.
I loved every minute of it. It was brilliant.
Yeah, and I get the same thing with it's different, but I get the same thing with the Young Bucks and the Lucha Bros. They're brothers.
Yes.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
So let's talk about tag team wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Who has the best tag team division in all of wrestling?
AEW.
AEW, of course.
I mean, look.
They got LAX. Come on.
I mean, look.
Yeah.
They have
LAX. They got
LAX.
Santana Ortiz. They got the Young Bucks. They got the Lucha Brothers. They got the Dark Order.
What do you
call them? Dark Matter.
Dark
Order.
Dark Matter.
They got
what comic
they
is
got
that from?
They got that Japanese tag team. I forgot what they're called.
Oh, the Strong Hearts.
The Strong Hearts.
Chinese.
The Chinese ones.
Are they Chinese? Oh, my bad. The Chinese.
Yeah, you're gonna have to apologize for that one.
Yeah. My apologies to the Asian community. The Chinese tag team, yeah. Strong Heart, and you got the Best Friends. You got the
SCU.
Private Party. You got all. Oh my God! You got those guys.
You got.
Let's not forget, even the women have a tag team.
You got
division.
Jurassic
Okay.
Park.
Well, yeah.
A young boy and his dinosaur, Luchasaurus.
Is that what they're? Is that what they're called for real?
I don't remember the
yeah.
name offhand. I know it's something Jurassic. I can't remember right now, but Luchasaurus, man. Again, going back to comedic wrestler.
He's a star.
That guy.
Brilliant. I'm telling you, brilliant.
That guy. Oh man. Nah, man.
But you also, again, and as I just said too, you even have a tag team division in the women's division.
You do.
Yeah.
That's pretty incredible.
And I mean, they're just doing a lot of things right.
Yeah.
I feel. Now, is there any fun? Let's just look at it from the aspect of McMahon will have very little involvement. The only involvement he'll have, let's say, will be TV production in terms of NXT being on Wednesdays. Now, where is the fun factor in NXT and AEW being on at the same time on the same day?
It's just to see how they're gonna one up each other.
Stack up against each other.
Yeah, I think, like I said on Monday, if any of you listeners or any of you viewers are, younger and of the millennial generation, you guys obviously, unfortunately, didn't really get to live the Monday Night Wars, so this is as close as you're gonna get to it. So appreciate it and take it for what it is. And look, like I mentioned before, don't knock anyone for being an NXT fan and vice versa, an AEW fan or a New Japan fan. At the end of the day, what it comes down to is we should all just be wrestling fans and enjoy it for what it is. Because again, yesterday, all of this wouldn't be possible in regards to us having availability to it, and now we do, and I think we should embrace that. We should respect that, and alongside with that, we should respect what one chooses to watch.
Oh, definitely. You're not dumb for watching AEW. You're not dumb for still watching WWE. You're not,
this is the beauty of this era, is that now you have different options now.
Yeah.
So get in where you fit in, and hey, live it up, enjoy it to the fullest.
Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. It's amazing when you really think about it, because back in the day, this didn't even cross the mind. I mean, it would, but it was all fantasy booking.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it was.
Mm-hmm.
And for it to become a thing, and I mean, look at how this is just growing and growing. I know that AEW were really serious when they came out with this concept of, we're going to change the world. And rather you guys want to realize it or not, they already have. Because look at what, if AEW, if they were just any old wrestling organization, if they were indie, WWE would not be concerned about it to the point where let's put NXT up against it. Obviously, if they're putting NXT up against it, if I'm AEW, guess what? I'm either going to look at it two ways. I'm either going to look at it as, man, look at these guys. What do they think they're doing? They're taking the spotlight away from us. Or I look at it from the perspective of, what a hell of a compliment that they see us as competition.
Right.
So, I don't know. What do you guys say?
I agree with all that.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is great for the overall sport. It's a great thing that's happening here.
Mm-hmm.
They were for real when they said change the world. And I'm very much... Go ahead.
And look at what they've done already. I mean,
right.
In their short existence, they have already done a lot.
I'm very much looking forward
incredible.
to the tag team tournament, obviously.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's one thing that's got me ridiculously excited about AEW.
October 2nd premiere, TNT. Check that out. Don't miss it.
That's right. And there's also Chris Jericho's surprise partners, which I thought were going to be Santana and Ortiz. However, I guess that's not to be. Speaking of Santana and Ortiz, I'm not sure what their tag team name is going to be, only because TNA owns the rights of, or should I say Impact owns the rights of the LAX name. So...
Oh, what?
That sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, we ought to come up with a name for them then. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see.
NJ Transit. Come on, if you're Hispanic, you get the spoof. Come on.
NJ Transit.
They are from New York.
Oh, I got it. La Caravana.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. No. Jerseys with the number 45 on them.
Oh.
Oh my lord. Oh, that's wrong. That is wrong. Los mira mira.
Los mira mira. Oh,
Oh my god.
Oh lord. Yeah. Oh lord. But I wonder who Jericho's mystery partners are going to be. And speaking of Chris Jericho, now this is legitimate, not story.
Right.
The AEW title, I believe it's been found, but it was stolen over the weekend.
What?
That was legit?
That was legit.
It was stolen?
That
Don't
was
steal
legitimate.
that.
A real report was issued. The police were involved for real. This was picked up by certain media outlets as well, outside of the dirt sheets. And this was a real incident.
Who would steal that? Why
Oh,
would
hey,
you
listen,
steal
that thing is worth a lot of money.
It is.
That thing is worth a lot
So
of
what
money.
do they think? They were gonna go to a pawn shop and pawn it, or what?
No, they were going to sell it on eBay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what people do. Nobody goes to pawn shops anymore. They sell everything on eBay now.
Oh, that's right.
And this all started because of a luggage mishandling.
Mix up.
Yeah, mix up.
Oh no.
Somebody's going to lose their job over this one.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I believe
But they got it
I believe
back?
the belt has been recouped. I can't necessarily verify that right now, but the word is, as of right now, as of this point, yes, it has been recaptured, like
Has
a
been
Pokemon.
recovered? Okay. Gotta catch them all.
That's right. That's right. So good on
Pikachu's
them.
my favorite. I don't care.
So good on them. Yeah, she's cool.
I like Pikachu, and I like Jigglypuff.
Jigglypuff, I swear. That sounds like a stoned stripper name.
Well, didn't Jigglypuff put people to sleep? That was her thing.
Oh my.
I believe so.
Was Jigglypuff a female or a male?
I believe
That was a
female.
Female. I hope it was a female.
Yeah, it's a female. Jigglypuff is a female. Pikachu is a female. Squirtle obviously is a guy.
As a
He's
male.
a guy.
Yeah.
What is Squirtle? What's Squirtle supposed to be?
It's a water Pokemon.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
On Crime Syndicate.
Pikachu is
we
an
will be-
electricity Pokemon.
on Crime Syndicate, we will be talking about Pokemon and who they are and what they represent.
How does that relate to crime?
Oh, is that crime related? I don't know.
I don't know yet.
It's a mystery to be solved
Oh, yeah.
on
It's
the
a mystery,
Crime
yeah.
Syndicate.
And
Look,
why?
Sting song
and-
is on during this. Next week, here on the Crime Syndicate, will they
Oh, that's
unlock
perfect, too.
the mystery that is the Pokemon? Is Pikachu really made out of electricity? Is Squirtle really adaptable to water? How does this even relate to crime? Find out next time on Crime Syndicate.
Wait,
That's a
forgot
good
one
promo
more.
there. Yeah, nice.
Why does Jigglypuff put people to sleep?
This was a dope
Why
theme.
does Jigglypuff put people... Actually, it is. It is a nice theme.
This is a
I like
dope
that.
theme
Yeah,
for
why?
Sting.
Why does Jigglypuff put people to sleep? What's the point of that?
That's a good question. The world may never know. But they recouped
world
the
may
belt.
never know.
Brandy unveiled a little small snippet of the AEW Women's title. So get a small glimpse of what it looks like.
Oh wow.
That's cool. What else is going on?
So
in
when is that title match going to take place?
the second.
October 2nd?
The second.
October 2nd? Okay.
Yes.
Woo,
October
man,
the
I tell you,
2nd.
this is gonna be. This is gonna be
Okay.
a great couple of months of action. Football begins tomorrow. We got MMA. We got AEW premiering on television. This is great.
It is.
Who's playing tomorrow?
The Packers.
The Packers and
the
the
Bears.
tomorrow. Yeah. Oh my. Oh my.
So Sunday is it football all day?
Yes.
Yay. Yes. All day.
I know what I'll be doing Sunday.
Uh-huh.
Then,
Yeah,
So
you're gonna be
everybody
reading.
get your popcorn ready. Get
of
your
course,
subs
I'll
ready.
be reading. Yes.
Woo! Yeah, we'll be reading too. We'll be reading scores.
Exactly. You guys will be reading scores. That works.
This is no diss to anybody out there who has this. So please don't come at me and don't give me any death threats.
Uh-oh.
But if I were in AEW, my wrestling name would be Scoliosis.
Scoliosis.
Why scoliosis?
Tell me,
Scoliosis.
as severe as that can be, and can't because it's treatable
Yeah.
and there's plenty of people who are fine with it. But tell me that don't sound like a dope name.
It does.
Kind of does, yeah. There was a wrestler named Psychosis, so I mean.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So yeah.
Yeah. The Scully driver. That would be my finisher.
The Scully driver. Okay,
So it'd be
what
like
would that
a modified backbreaker.
Yes. Transition from a pile driver to a backbreaker.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Jeez.
Ugh.
Yeah. Scully driver.
So
Basically,
so
you're going in a
what would be
whirlwind. Set your arms up like the pedigree. Lock your waist. Flip you upside down, tombstone style, like the Undertaker. Then, pretty much just flip you over and drop you on your back.
Okay. So what would be your setup move? Your the curb stomp?
No, not the curve stomp. My setup move would be, what would it be? The spine buster.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, the spine buster. Why not?
That works. Yeah.
Yeah. Although I'll modify it and I'll call it disc crusher. How's that sound?
Disc crusher.
Yes.
What would you
I
call
like
it?
it.
Disc crusher. Yes.
Oh, jeez.
That's right. That's right. Talk about breaking the fifth wall in wrestling, huh?
Jeez, you're not kidding. Dang.
I think I'll be getting a cease and desist note by Darren Drozdoff.
That's a safe bet. Yeah.
Hope he has a good sense of humor.
Yeah, I hope so too. Yeah.
Oh,
That
man.
was unfortunate though. That his career was cut short.
It really was.
Yeah.
I don't recall. Was he Intercontinental Champion at any point?
I don't recall either, but I think he was. Yes.
Okay. That's good. But
Wow.
yeah. So the state of wrestling, it's in a good place. Unless you're WWE trying to sell out Madison Square Garden, all else is good.
They're not gonna succeed.
It is amazing. Let that marinate for a second. They're having a hard time selling out Madison Square Garden.
Yes.
That's like having a hard time filling up McDonald's. How do you have a hard time selling up
You shouldn't.
Madison Square Garden?
You shouldn't.
I know. Come on.
Broken down.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Here comes the
At least
pain.
At least it's not Seth Rollins.
Making his way to the ring from Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing in at 300 pounds, Brock Lesnar.
You sound like Jimmy Kimmel. Was that his name, Jimmy Kimmel?
Tony Chibble.
Tony Kimmel.
Yeah. Yeah, he was a little nasally. Yeah.
You sound just like him.
Yeah, he was a little nasally. He was like this. Yeah.
The
Making his way to the ring. Oh yeah, Justin Roberts. It's good to see him back in business again, man.
It is.
Yes.
It is.
Yes, it is. It is.
Yeah. Good for him, man, for real.
It really is. Again, AEW is doing things right. New Japan still doing its thing with their tournaments. I love their tournaments. Nothing's going to top what they do tournament-wise. The G1 will forever, ever be the #1 tournament in all of professional wrestling. Now, before we leave,
Yes.
I want to touch on this subject.
Go ahead.
How much credibility should be given to these athletes? And we understand things are choreographed. We understand that outcomes are predetermined and all that. But that aside, what should we be looking
You still
at?
have to respect the fact that they're athletes because you
Of course.
have to be athletically trained to be able to execute these choreographies.
Right. Right.
This ain't not anybody. These aren't just not anybody can do this. Obviously, these are trained athletes.
Again, case in point, let's look at what the Lucha Brothers did with the Young Bucks.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they good gracious, they nearly killed each other out there.
Right.
Yeah, they did.
You know, let's look at what Janela, Darby, Allen, and I was about to do
God.
it.
Now, they knew.
And Jimmy
Yeah,
Havoc
you were
did.
about to do it, weren't you?
Oh my. Yeah. Even though the outcome was already predetermined, they still went out there and they performed. They had to execute.
And here's the other thing
It's not something, you know.
Here's the other thing we got to look at. AEW, they give wrestlers room to improvise. So long as you stick to the script for the last minute or two, the rest, that's really up to you.
And I think that's so cool because you get to see their talent.
You know, Triple H follows the same
'cause if you're
concept
gonna
with
have
his baby NXT.
If you're going to have a roster full of talent, you want to showcase them, not shackle them.
Right.
If you're AEW, how do you go about showcasing your talent? Being careful not to overexpose anyone.
You have to find a balance.
Because if you
Like, if you're
showcase the
gonna
same
have-
people every week, you're gonna grow tired of that
Yeah.
personality. So
Yeah,
You gotta
look
have
what's happening.
you gotta have a balanced rotation. Yeah.
Right, look what's happening with WWE.
Seth
right
Rollins
now.
is a great
Case in
example
point.
of overexposure to the point where he feels like he's being shoved down people's throats.
Right.
So, I mean, we can't do that. We can't have that when you're looking to sell a product, because people are going to grow tired of seeing the same faces in the same role without any sort of a rotation or any sort of continuity in terms of stories, because WWE has it in their heads that we forget things and we don't. They have it in their head that we don't know how to connect dots, but yet we do. And that's why we complain. We don't complain because
And
people
they
of age are made
continuously
champions.
Insult.
We complain because part-timers are made champions. Chris Jericho, congratulations, sir. You are a full-time guy, which is why I don't have a problem with you holding the belt.
Exactly.
Exactly, because at the end of the day, it makes no sense to have a part-time champion. That makes no sense.
Right.
It makes no sense at all.
Exactly.
Only in WWE do they accept a part-time champion.
You know, but
You're never going to see this in any other sports entertainment organization.
you know, but Baron Corbin wants to come out there and lash at us fans and calling us hypocrites, saying, "Oh, you guys don't have a problem with Jericho being champion and he's 48." Yeah, you moron, because who was your champion, Brock Lesnar, is a part-time guy. Otherwise, we wouldn't have a problem with him. We wouldn't have a problem with anyone being a champion if and always they are productive. Ric Flair could have been champion at 55 when he was still wrestling. I wouldn't have a problem with that. Why? Because he's there.
Yep.
Exactly.
So please, you know,
Why is that so hard to understand? I mean, really, that's not a hard. Why is that so hard for people to understand?
Exactly.
It makes no sense to have a part-time champion. It makes no sense at all.
No.
The champion is supposed to be the face of the company.
Correct.
And that's the other thing. There's no respect for tag team wrestling either in WWE. You have two non-legitimate tag teams fighting for the tag team titles at WWE's next pay-per-view.
Oh my god.
Gosh.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Why?
When you have tag teams like War Machine, when you have tag teams, you know, like Authors of Pain, when you have... Oh my gosh. That's a dope name for a tag team, Authors of Pain. And look at what you're doing
Oh
with
my
them.
god, I forgot they were still employed by WWE.
And look at what you're doing with them. Every legitimate tag team is tossed aside for what?
It's an utter waste of talent, man. It makes no sense. It makes no sense at all.
It's ridiculous.
Why would you waste your talent?
And
this
to
way?
push
Why?
Seth Rollins down our throats, you know, they're going to have Steve Austin be moderator for the... he's going to moderate the contract signing between Braun Strowman and Seth Rollins, as if to say, okay, let's make him look cool by having Steve Austin give him the rub and say a few nice things about him. No, not going to budge.
Can Bray Wyatt go out there?
Not going to budge. Not gonna budge. Get out of here with that. Get out of here. Don't want to hear it. Don't want to see. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
It is.
Push the people who we really want to
really
see.
is.
You know, and this is what Tony Khan does. He puts the fan first. Because why?
Right.
Because he's a fan.
Yep.
You know why else too? Because it's a win-win.
Yes. You push who we tell you, we're gonna love you. That's it. And I'm not saying cater to us all the time either.
Which in turn,
you know, tease us, keep us waiting. That works too.
Which in turn means we're gonna tune in, which is going to make them revenue, and everybody's happy.
Exactly.
You know, one of the last times that I remember feeling joy and satisfaction in watching a WWE guy win the belt was with Jeff Hardy. Obviously, what happened afterwards, we're not even going to get into that. But let's look at that moment, though, when he won the title. It was like finally.
Oh, that was a great moment. That
finally
was a great moment. After teasing it, after building it up, we're like, man. And when he finally won it, I felt great for him, man. That was great. That was great.
I like that.
That was great.
I love the slow burn. I love the tease. That's good. That's good. And it also puts in perspective how important winning the strap is. You know, what did Jericho say before winning the AEW title? He's got to have it.
I gotta win. I gotta win. I gotta win. I gotta have it.
Oh yeah. He went. He had an episode, man. He had an episode.
Yeah, you sure did. You got a manic episode.
Take it easy, bro. Take it easy.
Calm down.
But I think we've squozen all the juice out of today's topic, though. What do you guys think?
Yes, I think we have.
All right.
I think we have. Yeah.
Looking for a particular song to lead us
looking
out.
for here?
But while we do that, you guys wanna? That's the song I was looking for. So I'll play.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. So I'll let this play for now while we usher us out. Again, I want to thank all of you guys for tuning in today. And I also want to thank all of our new subscribers, our old subscribers. I want to thank you guys for keeping the faith in us and for taking this journey with us. Also, I hope you guys join us in the journey as we venture into other waters, such as Spotify, such as Apple Podcasts, and we are also on Anchor. So
That's right.
it's like good platforms.
That's right.
So stay tuned, subscribe to us, thumbs up, and hit that bell. That way you get all notifications, not some, but all notifications. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Share us on social media. Spread the love, y'all. And for the remainder of today, until tomorrow, we're going to be back with Sports Vista, some football chit-chat, and also we're going to be discussing a few things in between if there are any developing stories elsewhere. But with that said, have a beautiful rest of the evening. Be blessed, y'all, and keep God number one in your life always. If that's not your thing, still positive vibes your way, because we believe in equality and embracing everyone, no matter creed, color, no matter religion. With that said, y'all.
That's right.
I am Baby Moy. On behalf of Lil Crystal and Big Ness, till tomorrow, y'all. Keep it locked here on ENT Hooligans, the entertainment hub for who? For all.
For all. That's right.
See ya! See ya!
God bless y'all. Peace. See y'all tomorrow.
I was waiting for that. Let's get out of here, y'all.